local champion, contemporary saxophonist Nur de Leon, jazz guitarist Rafi Lopez, and smooth jazz headliner Michael Paolo. For tickets, visit fordtheaters.org or call 323-GO-1-FORD.
For the past 20 years, Binay has been the name that has been dominating the city of Makati when it comes to politics. Pero meron nga bang political dynasty ang mga Binay sa Makati? Ito naman po ang paglilinaw ng kanilang alkalde ngayon na anak naman ng dating alkalde, Mayor Junjun Binay. Let's listen to him.
But this one, after the election, is 3 victories for the family. Vice President Binay, Mayor Binay, and of course your sister also, Congresswoman. It must have been difficult during the campaign, or was it? Because normally, families would be in full support of one candidate, but with you, it's 3 candidates.
Well, to begin with, I really had not planned to run for any elective post. So I had told my parents that I wouldn't be running for any position this coming election. But with a twist of fate, I had to run because, well, it's a long story. My father was left by his longtime friend and ally, and then he decided to part ways with my father, and so there was a decision made that I should run for mayor. So there, it's quite accidental if you ask me. I was supposed to run for vice mayor, and then all of a sudden I just got in this, and then I'm running for mayor.
Yeah, but I think it's accidental, but it's not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily mean that you weren't prepared or you're unprepared, because you grew up in this.
Well, my father has been working for the government since 1986. And I've been part of government since 1993 as a member of the council representing the youth sector. And I am a 3-termer. I'm a 3-termer. It was my last term for being a member of the city council. So I've been in government service for the last 17 years. Doing practically the same things that my father started for the city.
Well, you're one of the young and up-and-coming politicians out there, and a lot of people are talking about the difference between the older politicians, traditional politicians, and then the up-and-coming ones. What do you think is the main difference?
Well, if you'll notice, it's a period of transition. The younger government officials, politicians, connote something negative in the country. So again, the main advantage is that we maintain our idealism, and hopefully we can convert that idealism to help more Filipinos.
Well, I asked your dad about this also. They say politics in the Philippines is like a dirty pot. So whoever holds it, even if your hands are clean, after you touch it, then your hands will be dirty.
Well, 2 steps forward and 1 step backward. We'll govern the right way, and hopefully we'll deliver the services. There's no going around it. You'll have to get your hands dirty to help the people.
Well, and speaking of that, how are you planning to help people of Makati? You mentioned earlier big shoes to fill. So many projects that your dad has started and implemented, especially a lot for the senior citizens, and they love him so much. What other projects do you think are you going to continue implementing?
Well, for one, I really intend to lessen corruption within the city government. And the way to do that is by putting in place technology and keeping track of all the transactions within City Hall.
So meaning computerized everything?
We'll have a way of tracking everything. My father has already started our GIS, and now I'd like to use the same system to keep track on all the transactions happening within the city government. We would like to foster a good business climate, and we can only do that if they can depend and trust our city government.
What about things that maybe you didn't agree with your dad in terms of policies in Makati? Were there any? Like you would have done it differently? Projects you wouldn't have maybe implemented if it were you?
As of now, we have not disagreed. Fortunately or unfortunately. No, there have been. I just can't name you an instance right now where we disagreed, but it's normal for us to have discussions. But at the end of the day, decision will have to be made, and since he was mayor then we'll all have to follow his decision.
Well, now he's vice president, you're mayor, your sister is congresswoman. It doesn't kill it doesn't kill negative perception or criticisms about
The normal issue really is having a political dynasty. And then, again, dynasties won't apply to us because this is a democratic government. And again, we get elected by the electorate. If there's one thing we'd like to always say is that it's not a political dynasty, it's a dynasty of service. Had we not served this city well, then we'd all have lost in any public position.
That said, what do you think can your constituents expect more from you as your term, in your term as mayor of Makati?
Well, we'd like to make Makati more competitive at this point. We are under threat by our neighboring cities and municipalities.
Really? Like,
There's a growing threat with, cities in the fringes of the city of Makati. And since we have the resources to retain our advantage, we would like to use that to retain the luster of the city of Makati. So people can expect a government that will foster good governance. And good governance would entail proper fiscal management, working with the people, and all that. So it's one big task ahead, and we're up to the challenge.